YouTube. I'm back. I cleaned my buggy up best I could. I just took the shocks off and cleaned them, all of that, and cleaned it up pretty nice because it was grimy. Because I ran it the other day and the soil is still kind of like damp and tacky. It's still kind of filthy though. But I just kind of not stripped it down at all, but just kind of cleaned it all up. I just ran it again because I can't help myself. It's cold as hell out today too, like 45 or something. It's not very warm. But anyway, I threw my old motor in there. This is that motor that has the like 10 gallons on it, and I put a ceramic bearing in the front because I just had one. It was ceramic, and I put a new bearing in there from Boca, a pretty good one. It was like $40 for all steel in the back. Dude, this thing rips, dude. Fuck. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, like I said, one time, a long time ago, when I first got into racing, 8th scale buggy, because I played with them before, and it was just kind of, innocent fun, just hanging out, tearing shit up, not knowing anything about RC cars, just going to town. But I had a V-Spec, a VZB V-Spec blue head, and I hated it. That thing was garbage. It made no power, and that's the motor I bought, that OS 2050 pipe for like $140, dude, and it didn't do dick. And I was mad as hell that I spent that much money on a pipe. But anyway, that motor was like, it didn't make enough power to like hurt itself. You know what I mean? I put 20 gallons on that motor. So, and I hear guys nowadays are getting like between 10 to 13 gallons, really 10 to 11. Actually, I think most of them that are racing now are doing like 9, but dude, I am a firm believer, man. The first gallon to a gallon and a half, dude, you got to run your stuff very conservative because, I mean, you've got the cylinder pressure there to get good bottom end torque. And, the only thing you really need at some level is some top end speed. And like I said, dude, there's a rich tune and a lean tune. And once you get past like the 3 or 4 gallon mark, then you can just start really dialing it in crispy. You can change the head shims and, experiment with that and go up in nitro content and play with glow plugs and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know, man. I used to think that I loved them like in the first 3 gallons. Now, for whatever reason, I love them after like the first 4. They're just way more consistent. They're more tame and level and smooth. And I just love everything about them when they got more fuel ran through them. But I take my time. That's why I've got 3 of these. One, I broke in. This one, the first one, very gently. I never even put it on the track till it had like 2 gallons on it. I just played with it in my yard, just putted around, just took it easy on it. Super anal about the air filters and checking my glow plug and seeing how that looked. Always accounting for weather and all that. But dude, I've been getting long life out. I can't believe it. I mean, I buy RC car engines, but I turn around and I sell them right away because I just don't want them. These little 5 ports from Envisions were nice when I had them. I love them. I don't know. I'm just super excited that this thing's working out for me. But I took that 7 port out of there for 2 reasons. For one, it's cold and I don't want to wear it out too quick because it doesn't warm up enough to like expand the sleeve. And 2, it just has a lot of power. It's fun to drive, but you got to have like tractable power. And a lot of guys that are racing know what I mean when I say that is, if you're just spinning your tires all day and diffing out your diffs, and you're not going nowhere. So this one's definitely way more tame. You can definitely tell between a 7 and a 5 because I never got into 7 ports really. I did when I was younger. I think Offna had that Force 28, was a 7 port. Dude, that thing ripped. It had that purple head on there, that cast aluminum cheap. It looked like a cheap junky ass motor, but dude, they ripped. It was made by or distributed through Offna, and it was a Force 28. and that thing ripped, dude. I remember that clearly back in the day. And that was really my only experience with them. I experimented with the 3-ports for a long time, but dude, I just never liked the 3-port. I mean, I've never had these new XZB speeds or nothing like that, and they look pretty powerful. I mean, they don't look like no 3-port to me, but I've never got into them. I've never researched them. I mean, as soon as you start mentioning 4 or 5, the game's over with. I'm seeing engines on, like, I really want to get another Reds, to be honest with you. I like the way those things ran. They remind me a lot of these motors right here. And, but the one I want, the R5T, it's 360. It ain't going to work. I'm not spending that kind of money because I know that a lot of that is gimmicks and marketing. They're not. I mean, that 7-port I bought was $260. Then there was a sale on it. I think I had it delivered to my house for $250. And that last Reds I bought was the R5R, like the Club Racer edition, and I really liked it, but it needed a little bit more tuning done. Like it vibrated really bad because it didn't have no counterweighting done and balancing of the crankshaft. But I loved the way it ran. So I'll just keep searching for 5-ports. I want to get another Reds. So if I look online, I'm sure somebody will be wanting to sell one or something like that. I mean, I'm willing to pay like $275, maybe $300 for the R5T, the new one, the version 5. I like that. It looked like a really good deal from the standpoint of, the engineering involved, and I know how smooth they run, and they develop a lot of usable power that I like. So yeah, just a little update. I ran this motor. I took it out of the box because I keep them stored in like little storage baggies. Took it apart, took the back plate off, put a little oil on the bearing. Just did your standard stuff. Greased up or lubed up the throttle slide and the rotary valve down there in the crankshaft. Yeah, this little thing rips too, but you can tell it doesn't have the power that 7-port has. I mean, that 7-port is wild, man. If you guys are into all-out power, I like them Reds 7s. I don't know. I've never ran one, but the 5s were so smooth that the 7 would probably have good tractable power. That 7-port Orion, it's just violent fast, dude. It just rips. I mean, it's like I said, I don't know how to. The Reds might be smoother. They probably are smoother. I don't know. I've never got into them. I wouldn't buy one for racing, I don't think. I like the 5-port a lot. That's my thing. But I've always ran at smaller indoor tracks. If I was running outside on the big outdoor, because I can take this to an outdoor track, just go up a tooth. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be racing at no competition level, so I ain't worried about nothing crazy like that. But the 7-ports are definitely nice. You get on a big track, let them rip. Anyway, just a little video sitting at the house. And threw that motor in there, cleaned up my buggy. This thing rips, dude. 10 gallons, just still getting it. I mean, who the fuck you think you're dealing with over here? When it comes to this nitro stuff, I got it. Anyway, enough with all that. Have a good one. Later.